You will not believe where I am at the moment. So this is a place that we could say is very well known in amateur radio world for doing lots of positive things. So get ready for this.
So what we've got here, for instance, is the 8 antennas to 2 VFOs or 2 radios. So that one does my left VFO and that one will do my right VFO.
Flipping it.
Okay, and I sync them up. So if I just fire up the Kenwood, so both VFOs are tracked. You can see they're both on the same frequency. So 40 meters, they're both on the same. So 40 meters I'd probably have in the daytime, maybe loop on the ground there, and the delta loop there, or the fan dipole, and then you get slightly different signals on each VFO.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but so you could be exactly the same frequency.
Yeah.
Different antennas.
And different antennas. And then what happens is, like on a pile-up, if particularly, and if in the evening, for instance, as the Europeans start getting louder on 40, and you're running a pile-up, you can put the vertical on my main transmit, and I'll put the, so I'll probably do delta loop on my right ear. So everybody can hear me on my vertical, the signature 12.4. But then when I call QRZ, I'll generally get the Papa Alphas, the Delta Limas, the Polish people and everything on my left ear, and I'll hear the pile up from UK on my right ear because of the angle of incidence of the RF, because the Delta Limas and Papa Alphas are coming in at a lower angle, so the vertical pick them up better than the delta loop. That's why there's no such thing as the perfect antenna, because what's it for?
Well, so you know that I was looking at recently, I was playing about with my chat GPT, which is like my PA nowadays.
And me.
Yeah, it's great. So I'm typing in. So I said, based on evidence-based research of repeatable results, what is there out there that tells me what the ultimate amateur radio antenna is? And the one I went on to is that the guy who's used the equivalent to PSK, and he's used all the PSK data, and it's reliant on people obviously being honest about what they're using as antennas.
Yeah.
But it just comes out inverted L.
Yeah,
so you go, well, how can it be that?
But because it's the average best. It's not the best every time, but it will beat your low to the ground dipole, and it will beat your vertical most of the time. However, if I'm talking to Rowley in New Zealand, he'll probably only hear me on my vertical. Because I'm getting most of my energy lower down, where inverted L, I'm probably half of it is lower down and half of it's going up.
So people, in my sort of like world nowadays, which is like poetry and that, people are using a lot of these base loaded coils for verticals. So the argument is they're going a higher angle. So,
well, I don't believe that.
I was going to say, from my own experience, when you just work Europe, for example, it's not exactly right. But so in amongst all this world of different antennas, because you can shortcut people spending in a lot of ways.
Yeah, that's right.
Dick's commanded to one side. Cause
that's fine. We're just doing verticals and there's
so people would go, I'm going to go out, I'm going to start poaching, or I'm going to go soldering or whatever, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy, I've got 300 quid to spend, let's say, and I'm going to spend 300 quid. Now there's loads of people out there who say they've sold thousands of their antennas to people and they're all very happy. We don't know who those thousands of people are, obviously. But people get very different answers. For example, on POTA UK, the Facebook page, you've got people using L-shaped telescopic dipoles getting great results. You've got people chucking a long wire up a tree. You've got people using a base-loaded whatever. But you've got a feeling, there's a lot of self-selected bias, isn't there? Because you go, I've got my 10 activations, or I've done 75 or whatever. But in reality, the real question we want to know is, what should we be taking?
Right. If it's 40 metres, you actually have a problem cocking it up. It really doesn't matter.